Welcome to this broadcast out of Copenhagen by Fellowmind, the 24th of January. Morten Dam, my colleague, and I will take you through some, I'll speak nicely, very nice stuff on Copilot Business Central. This is a broadcast that is number 3 out of 4 in a 4 series we have held broadcast in the 10th of January on the customer service Copilot. Watch it again on our YouTube channel, Business Applications Fellowmind. Last week we had the sales Copilot in Dynamics. Today, Business Central, and we'll wrap up with the marketing Copilot from Dynamics. It's awesome stuff, and we have made an agenda that will take us through these Business Central nice piece of works.
So my name is Morten. I'm part of our Business Central circle in Fellowmind. We brought Copilot functionality in Business Central today. Primarily, we have some intro. Then we have AI bank reconciliation, which is a relatively new feature. Then we have marketing text suggestions, and then custom Copilots, which is a huge area to explore, where you can really get a custom Copilot solution within BC.
Yeah.
And lastly, something that will come soon, hopefully next release, which is the Copilot chat.
Great. And we could have even 5 hours of demo, but it's really awesome.
Yeah.
Also, to say it very shortly, Copilot breaks down what is left of the silos. Because, put it another way, we all experience to switch between apps. Microsoft made a huge survey across industries where the number was 25 times a day you switch between 10 apps. That was a few years ago. We really take the rest of the struggles out with the Copilot. So take notice of how it really helps you, not necessary to switch around UIs. And by the way, Morten, the UI on Business Central is very popular, and it's a marvelous UI where you really can get things done because you have an ecosystem of functional apps that is built in the Business Central. So many corporations actually run a Business Central and do not need what we have showed on many of our other broadcasts, a sales app from Dynamics or a custom service, because Business Central really gets a lot of things done.
Yeah, and we see a lot of our projects today is to put in functionality from other systems in BC and the other way.
Yeah.
So you would be working in the application without actually being there.
One old-fashioned cautious head up before we start. Shit in, shit out. Sorry, listeners, but it's not better than the quality of your data. So the Copilot, once your data are in a decent shape, it really breaks the vicious circle of colleagues, me or you or whoever, who actually really do not leverage their solution because they always have to put stuff in, they get nothing out. Well, this has changed. So let's hit some of the nice stuff you have chosen for us. Finally, I would like to say this is part of the Microsoft ecosystem. So it's totally connected to your digital workplace with Teams, Outlook, etc., etc. And in the middle part of this picture, you do see the Microsoft Dynamics family, but totally connected by Microsoft and the leading platform to drive business and engagements by far in the world.
Yeah. So Business Central, I planned on just starting to quickly summarize what Business Central is. It will be very brief in case someone out there does not know. Business Central is Microsoft's ERP offering for the SMB market. That would be small, medium-sized businesses.
Yeah.
We do implementations from one user up to many hundreds of users. So that is the scope of the solution. It's very broad. Functionality-wise, you have financial management, you have sales, you have service, project management, operations, and supply chain, all embedded in the Business Central platform.
And what we see, global manufacturers run their Business Central, which is really the piece of work that drives their productivity. So we also talk large international corporations run Business Centrals. SMB sounds a little small, but we see global institutions.
SMB covers also covers multinational organizations. We have legal support for 155 countries at this point. So that's not a factor here. The size, we do actually do benchmarks to classify which ERP system is the right one to fit a specific case. And one of the primary factors we look at there is centralizations of the processes, more than actual size of the company.
Yeah, good point.
Thanks. These are the subcategories that are of functionality that are under each of these modules. That being said, we have a whole ecosystem of apps, and that's a natural part of implementing BC is to install apps from third parties. We have about 4,000 apps on AppSource. That's more than all other Microsoft apps combined.
It's really so. I know you just said it, but so what do you want, dear customer or dear organization? What kind of functionality are you talking about? There's more than a big chance you can just plug it down from AppSource. 4,000,
and that's what we do. And of course, part of what we do is to look at these apps and qualify them and figure out which one is functionally the right one, but also as the app developer, have they existed more than a year? Do they have good financial background and all these things? Because that's an essential part of picking the right app. But 4,000 different apps where you can actually, the app developer is responsible for updating and keeping the app up to date with the release cycles from Microsoft. And AI-wise, Microsoft is looking into all of these points here. So there are news almost constantly about things that are on the way. So it's really interesting.
Indeed.
AI-wise, I brought this slide. This is from Microsoft. The main message here is it's your data. Microsoft is not stealing your data. They are not using it for anything. Marketing-wise, they are handling it in the process, but it's your data and it's secure.
And it's a Copilot. I just noticed. I just was taught. Do you know why it's called Michael? And I guess it's because it helps you. But it's because you are in charge still.
It doesn't replace anyone.
No,
it helps the process, and it gives you a draft for whatever you are trying to produce. And it's very needed to look at that draft and adjust it. Because AI will come up with some funny things once in a while. In Business Central, AI technology is not actually that new. We have had functionality. Have been in the application since 2018.
Yes.
This is not generative AI. This is machine learning and other forms of AI technology. But sales and inventory forecasting, late payment prediction, and cash flow analysis is something that we have had for a long time already.
And important areas where it really helps. No matter what industry you are.
It's really good to be able to optimize your cash flow and to predict which customers will end up not paying most likely. And of course, for sales and inventory forecasting, that's a really big process. That
quite understandable.
Take a big. If you allow the system to take control over that or to help you with that, then it will save you a lot of different parameters that you would otherwise type in the system. But of course, we're hoping that the next releases will deal with some of these things. Other types of forecasting is really low-hanging fruit in sense of generative AI, I would say.
And we want you to discover that. It's out there, and it's been there since 2018. Nice stuff. Do customers leverage it, use it, or what's your experience? You've been in the game for so many years.
Some do, not many, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think the generative AI wave here will boost that, because it really comes in your face. These
I think
this
you're right.
functionality. The button is right there. You can choose create it without Copilot or create it with Copilot.
Yeah, it's.
So I think this will help with the adoption.
I think you're right.
So the first feature I would show you here is the enhanced bank reconciliation. We have had for years a very effective bank reconciliation run on with a rule-based reconciliation. Still very effective. So what Microsoft did is they built a Copilot on top of that. So whatever is left after the rule-based reconciliation matching has been processed.
Nice.
You can use Copilot to try to match the rest of the transaction.
Nice.
It will be a fairly quick demo here, because it's something that is a little difficult to actually
quick and easy.
Because I don't have a test bank, but I have something I can show you the functionality at least here. So let me just open up. So I go into Business Central. This is what it looks like. A little bit bad scale here, but that's it will be fine. So I find my bank account reconciliations.
Yeah.
I can open up. I could create one, but I just open up one up here. Then I have a button in the top here. So further down, I have what is on the bank statement lines, meaning what came from the bank, and to the right, I have which bank entries are actually in the systems.
Yeah.
So I can choose reconcile with Copilot. Then it will start generating. Okay, and it came up with, it matched 1 out of 3 lines, it says. It's that's a rule-based matching.
Oh, okay.
And then the Copilot matched 2 out of those 3 lines. And what it's trying to do is it's finding entries where to apply things, or it's further on the road, it will come up with a proposal for posting. So it will look into the chart of accounts, and it will, based on the transcript, the description of the transaction, it will try to figure out where should this be booked.
Wow.
And how should it be booked.
Which can save a lot of time.
Yeah, for sure. I've used, I would say, the old school rule-based reconciliation has worked fine already.
Yeah.
But there are use cases out there, specifically where you have banks in many countries and transactions in many languages. So your transactions on a bank is in Chinese, but your posting that you want to match it to is in some other language.
Yeah.
This is where generative AI is really strong. Languages.
Wow.
It more or less doesn't care about languages. It will decipher it and try to figure out what the meaning of it is. So I see definitely a use case there.
Yeah.
But that being said, the old rule-based one has been sufficient for a lot of customers.
Yeah, they like it.
When I'm done, I just press keep it, and then I can actually, it has matched the transactions. If there were anything left here, I could say transfer to a GL account, also a Copilot function, and it will then suggest where to book things based on descriptions.
What's not to like?
Yeah, it's a nice feature.
Yeah.
And it's fully released, so it's just to take use of it. Let's go back in the presentation here.
And the UI, the UI, I know call it, or I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But the UI is quite inviting.
It is, and it's very adaptable.
Yeah.
So the user itself can adjust any page to see what do I want of fields on this page here.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a strong side of Business Central. Can also be a weakness in certain points, but we are able to limit how much the user can actually change in the UI.
Yeah.
Next case is I will create an item.
Yeah.
I will do that by uploading a picture.
Yeah.
Then image image AI technology will look at the picture, try to figure out which item I am trying to create.
Wow.
once I have created the item, I will then generate marketing texts for the item based on the things that I have put on the item, the attributes and so on. And then lastly, I could push it to a web shop. I will not do the last step today, but that's what we will do. I will go back into BC.
I was surprised that this came on the table. Yeah, I love this one.
It's oh. Okay, so I will just go back to the front page here.
Yeah.
And then I will start on the item list. The reason why they are so available here is because I bookmarked these things for today. I now have the item list. I can press new, but I have a small selection box next to it. Then I can say new from a picture.
Wow.
And I can then upload a picture to Business Central. I will take this chair here I have ready. So it identified that the category is a chair.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have a category for chairs in this company.
Yeah.
If the category chairs was linked to an item template, then it would actually fill out a whole lot more data for me.
Yeah.
So more or less any field on the item card, it could fill out based on that. It also tried to identify some attribute. It was not very good at that, but I will type in some for just so we have some data here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very small chair, but that's okay. And we will have a depth of 20 again. I'm just typing something.
Yeah.
Oh, and the color should be white. Oh, and then actually I will add one more thing here. I will add that we have some kind of certification. These attributes are completely customizable, so you can create whatever attributes you want. But I will just make up that this chair is ISO certified somehow. I'm not sure if that is actually a thing for chairs. But let's see. I press OK. And now I actually have my item ready. So if this was just an item that I picked out from a vendor catalog or similar, and I wanted to quickly create it, this is a very fast way to do it. Of course, no supply chain, no production setup has been made here, so that would come on top of that.
Yeah.
When I'm done here, I can scroll down a little bit to marketing texts, and then I can try to say draft with Copilot.
Yeah.
Then it will start to attempt to make a marketing text for me that I can use for my web shop. So it says, experience comfort and productivity at its peak with our ISO certified office chair.
Wow.
I think that is not the tone that I want. So I will edit the prompt here a little bit. I will say I want it to be more inspiring is fine, but the format is also fine. I want a tagline and a paragraph, but the emphasis I want to put on power, for instance. And then I will try to regenerate and see what it comes up with. So now it says, sit in power with our ISO certified white office chair.
Yeah.
I like this one. So obviously I would edit it. I could do that right here.
Yeah.
I could edit the text. I could insert some more photos or whatever I wanted. And when I'm done, I can say, keep it. And then it will be stored over here under marketing text, ready for me to push it out to my web shop.
Yeah.
Have I had a Shopify store, for instance, then I would find the button, push to Shopify, and it would be on Shopify. If not, everything is synchronized all the time, of course.
Yeah, it just goes so fast, and
it does.
You can catch the recording, of course, dear listeners, but how you can craft it easily, the tone, etc., etc. I was really surprised how powerful this is.
And it's, of course, it needs to be adapted to the actual process that that a company has, but just to basically creating an item and pushing that to a web shop, that's really fast now.
Yeah.
Let's move on. So we have Let me just share my screen again here. Yeah, so what is going on?
While you're doing it, I think creativity is also something that is really proven here. You can really be creative and productive. It really boosts your creativity.
Yeah,
just a comment.
Yeah, AI actually leaves us with what we are, as humans are very good at, the creativity part.
Yeah, that's a good point. Better putting it.
Okay, so I think maybe my slide is on the screen now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So next thing I want to show is actually a short video from Microsoft. It's what's coming. It's chat functionality in BC where you can chat with your data. Let's get started with it. Okay.
And there are hundreds
really
of nice videos out there around the Copilot ecosystem, but I think this one actually, really shows.
Yeah, it's not really working.
It's not behaving.
Okay, that's a little bit annoying. What we're getting is a chat functionality in BC.
Yeah.
So we get a Copilot icon in the top of BC. Let me just show. It will be up here next to the search button.
Yeah.
Then you will, if you press that, you will get a chat bar to the right where you can chat with Business Central about your data and about your processes. So,
and Morten will just put the link when we forward the presentation. We'll
the videos,
make a slide with the
videos
link
in the presentation. We will of course make sure it works.
Yeah.
But we definitely see that as groundbreaking. We have a lot of questions that our support would receive is things that this would actually answer for you. How do I do this? Where do I go to set up this and that for the application to do this for me? And it would be able to answer a lot of that, as well as tapping into the data. Which customer had the most sales last month? It would be able to report that to you.
And it's daily life questions.
Yeah.
And I know those who have stepped into AI, and they expect that, but it's really awesome and it works.
Yeah,
it's really interesting to hear experiences ongoing in this fiscal year as well from you customers.
Okay, then the next step for today is custom Copilot functionality, and this is very big news for us. We had Microsoft release this for our developers, so they actually added a new object type to Business Central. That's not every day that happens. One object type is like a table, another is a page or a report, and now we have a prompt. So it's big news. It means that we can create custom Copilot assistance for more or less anything. We can code it fairly fast. The example that I will show you now, my developer estimated that it would be about around 20 hours to build it, and that's it. So any piece of functionality in Business Central where you spend a lot of time creating things, we could build a Copilot fairly fast.
That's really a big message, I think, you're giving here, Morten. Anything that you are pissed because you use so many hours, and also my colleagues do. What are you talking about? Let's build a Copilot on it.
Anywhere where it would make sense to have a draft.
We
could do that quite easily. For sure. So the example I brought is in the project module within Business Central. Where we can actually create a project with activities, and we can after that do some resource allocation based on the activities that it created.
Time-consuming area, resource requesting, and freeing resources, capacity management, time-consuming in general for many organizations.
Yeah, let's go to the demo. So we have. Let's find my mouse. Go back to the front screen here. So I will go to what is called jobs. In a few seconds, it will be renamed to projects. That is a new release from Microsoft.
Yeah.
So I have a new button up here. I can press suggest with Copilot. Then I get a prompt window. And I can type in a text. Now I just had one in my clipboard here. So I want to create a project for this customer. It should be furnishing of 4 different offices, and we need some coffee machines as well.
Yeah.
And some documentation or some manuals for cleaning those coffee machines.
Yeah.
And we'll try to press generate, and let's see what it comes up with. Yeah, so it created some job description. Of course, it found the customer. It created some different tasks down here, and I can look at those and see if I'm happy with it or not.
Yeah.
And if I want to keep it, and I want to do that, then I just press keep it. And now I have my new job ready.
Awesome.
If I go to the job and I scroll down to my new activities.
Wow.
Here I can go and find some planning lines for one of these activities. And here I would also have a button. I think. Yeah, suggest resources. This is a Copilot feature.
Yeah.
And I could add something about which resource I actually want, but I will just wanted to find someone.
Yeah.
And it found Michael Smith for this particular.
He's quite wide in his competences.
Yes.
I heard.
Yes. So quite easy to create a job, find the right resource, and allocate it to the job task.
Yeah.
And this is a custom example. It took about 20 hours to build.
Yeah. And of course, in any app, you just you quickly learn your ways around. We can make it. We can scroll it so you only get the stuff that you need to use your eyes on. But Morten, this really takes out a lot of planning time, etc., etc., etc. And of course, it's your resource pool, your resource data are embedded, so therefore you really can get the relevant options on who is to do what task, and you are still in a Copilot mode.
Yeah,
you still are in charge of what to put forward.
Yeah, and as you said, garbage in, garbage out still counts. If I hadn't set up
better wording.
If I hadn't set in Michael Smith as a perfect candidate to do this specific task, then it would have suggested some wrong resource.
Yeah, I won't comment on that.
No. Okay, so lastly, I just have a small. This is actually the page where you actually set up Copilot functionality. So whatever you want to enable, you go to this page in Business Central and you activate it, and that's more or less it. There's not a lot of setup in this. A recap for Business Central Copilot. These are the features we have, and we are expecting a lot of new functionality to come.
And Morten, then we have the whole group of rule-based AI that are already on the table. So I guess when we prepared for this, our key message, one of them is also try it out and get hold on us, because somebody gets stuck for good reasons, but there's a learning curve, but it's not very, how do you call it, steep?
No, it shouldn't be.
No,
there is.
Try it out. You are in safe surroundings on your tenant, on your own data, and make some policies around it.
Start by spinning up a sandbox. Try it out there. See how it goes.
Yeah.
And how easy it is, and then from there start thinking, what else can I automate in this using these tools.
And finally, two things, Morten. I think you showed us also how rich Business Central is. Awesome! You really can get your stuff done with customers, sales, marketing, etc. And secondly, You can watch this recording on our FellowMind broadcast channel, Business Applications, and you can get hold of us at any time. We'll put the presentation forward to your listeners. I think we are in due time.
Yeah.
Thanks for I get these.
It was a pleasure.
I really like it. No, I might be biased. Thanks a lot.